Nick Hurd, I run Herley Boats down in Tauranga, New Zealand. Why did we start it? I wanted to build my own thing. My old business partner gave me the opportunity to start up with him, and then we just grew from there. So I did design at uni, and then I went into boat building after that. So I did timber and composite boat building. I really enjoyed that part of things, but after that, became a design engineer down at Fitzroy Yachts, building super yachts, and we were building stuff up to 50 metres in aluminium, and that's when I suppose I went over to the dark side. But that whole timber and that ethos behind all of that, and the build techniques, I've tried to bring a lot of that over into the Herley brand. So I love timber on the interior of a boat. It feels nautical, it feels right to me. So yeah, we've got a lot of timber on the inside, but then when it comes to the exterior paneling and things like that, and the way we've put the boat together, I tried to bring in some of those timber styling and elements that I've learned in the past into the aluminium side of things. So we do a bit of what could be described as timber planking in some areas on the boat, but we're welding it together. So yeah, it's just bringing a bit of my past into the future, I guess. The first bits of inspiration, so obviously we hear all back to the older school stuff, but the plumb bow, for example, I mean that's really old school. It's very traditional, really. The plumb bow's always been based around longer waterline length, more efficient boat on the water. So we've got around a 70-degree entry point up on the bow, and then we utilise that to be able to make the ride as soft as possible and make the vessel pop up from chop, wind and things. So, and then it ties back down into a relatively shallow aft end. So we've got around about 11-degree dead rise on the back, but that gives us our stability. And then when you're in a following sea, we've got a few tweaks on the hull that we've put in there that allow you to be able to trim the boat up nicely, and the boat's surf down a big swell really well. It's quite cool. It's like a surfboard, really. The secret sauce, I think, is a combination of a few things. We've evolved the hulls as the years have gone by, but it's just been going out and experiencing it and then bring it back and adding or taking away an element here or there. So the bow of the boat is deeper. So we've got 1.5 degrees from the stern to the bow that our keel line actually sits on, so the bow's deeper. And then our exposed keel below the actual hull plates, that sits level with the waterline. The theory and the way that this works is that the bow stays in the water for longer, doing its work. So you've got that nice fine entry point up in the forefoot of the boat, and you don't get that slamming underneath your feet, when instead of having the boat riding with only 50% of the boat actually in the water. And then that keel sits parallel with the waterline and is deeper. It's about 150 mil deep at the stern, and it tapers off to 0 at about less than 2 meters forward from the anchor. We only do about 5 or 6 a year, just because our place in the market really is in the boutique custom area. So we're not pumping boats out left, right and centre, but it's the client gets a lot of involvement throughout the whole process. So this boat here is our 9-metre Elite. We've got our own anchoring system up forward, and we put a Lone Star drum winch up there in its own anchor well. Then we've got the head. The head, what we've done there is we've positioned the bulkhead on the head so that you've got a nice comfy head room, but you can actually get changed in there. Proper veneer and proper solid timber going throughout the whole vessel. There's no plastic, no Formica, none of that crap in here. And then all of the interior after that, everything's veneer again and marine vinyls everywhere. We don't put front runner anywhere except for in cubby holes and things like that. After the head again, we've got the two single beds, which what we tried to do down there was create that into another little lounge area, so it extends from the wheelhouse and you can still feel sociable down there. Coming back into the cockpit, we've got our nice cool dash, which we're very proud of. We always pay particular attention to our dashes. I really think it's the heart and soul of a boat. You want to feel like you're commanding something awesome, and I think we do that pretty well. The boat's got twin 300 Yammies on the back with the full Helmmaster system, so we've got electronic steering, electronic throttle. Everything's really nice on the dash. It handles beautifully. The Helmmaster system is magic. Makes everyone a pro instantly, which is really nice. The fuel tanks that we've got on board, they're around just under 600 litres and split between two fuel tanks. We do put C-zone on most of our vessels now, just for the digital switching aspect and the remote monitoring. We do always put in hard switching for the digital side of things as well, so this boat's got the C-zone switches, but we always put that in on the dash so that you've got easy access to your instant bits rather than just having it purely on the screen. This boat's got a single 16-inch Simrad. What else have we done? Like the Fusion stereo, we're to try and keep the dash as clutter-free and things like that. We put a black box in, so a little remote on there instead, and then obviously you can control it through the screen as well. But in the cockpit, there's quite a few tricks out there. So we've got the folding rocket launcher, we've got fold-out seats. It is a very functional fishing cockpit area. There's big space out there, but everything folds away nice and tidily so that you still have a nice clean area to work in when you're fishing, and then everything can fold out after the fact when you want to sit down and have a beer and relax at the end of the day. So there's the seating, there's the fold-out bar that we have. We've got a big fish bin, it's insulated and under the floor. And the fish bin's got a macerator pump on it, so when you're finished at the end of the day, it'll chew through the majority of your fish guts and scales and things like that and spit that overboard. Big bait tank, we've got hot water on board, so there's a nice shower out in the back on the cockpit. We've got a big bait board, and that does all its sliding movements from one side to the other, which is a nice little innovation one of our guys came up with. We've got a gyro on board this boat. There's been a few of these that are coming out now. Nearly every boat that we're building right now has got a gyro put on them. It seems to be the new gold standard for a boat of this calibre. This one here's a MC2 quick gyro. So the gyro just adds that extra little bit. We try and make things comfortable, really. That's the ethos behind what we're really trying to do. Like the whole ride, we're not producing a boat that, yes, the boat will do 40 plus knots, but we're not designing it to do that because it's not a speedboat. It's a recreational boat that you're going out to go for a fish and enjoy your time with your family and friends. So it does 20 to 30 knots nice and comfortably, but we're not trying to get this thing airborne. It's not a poster boy boat doing flips in the air. So yeah, everything's about comfort, and that's the gyro just adds that another aspect on top of that. So structure-wise, we do a 6mm hull, and then we do 6mm stringers and girders, and then all of our boats have a main girder that runs fore and aft. Well, two main girders, fore and aft, and they go full height. So for example, under this floor here, we've got a girder that is nearly 800mm high. On a 9-metre boat, we run an 8mm keel as well, and then we've got our external keel on top of that. The sides are out of 5mm, but they've still got stringers, 6mm stringers that run through as well. And then the boat effectively is built like a mini ship, so we've got full ring frames all through the whole vessel. So it's not just underfloor structure, the whole boat, the frames come all the way up, right to the gunnels. And then when it comes to a bulkhead or something like that, on a wheelhouse, that frame goes from the base of the hull all the way up to the top of the roof. So everything's tied in, everything's welded, everything is structurally sound. We don't glue roofs on after the fact or anything like that. It is all welded and solid. boat we put a swim door on it, and it is a door that swings out from the hull and then lands parallel with the waterline. And then we've got a ladder that folds out from that. So we do that option, or the dive door, which swings into the boat. But the swim door, what we're trying to do with that is effectively create another duckboard type area, and it's real, especially if you've got kids and things like that. It's great for divers, but it's really cool to the kids jump off it and do laps around the boat and things like that. It's just because it's so really well integrated into the rest of the cockpit, it just adds another nice element to the boat. The boat alone that we're sitting on now weighs just over 4 tonne as it sits. Yeah, on a trailer, obviously more than that. It all depends on how you want to fit it out, but yeah, you start around the 600 mark, and then you can work your way north of that, depending on what you want to do. It's completely client orientated. So the decking that we have on inside the cockpit is a product that we import from the Netherlands called Esthec, E-S-T-H-E-C. It's a composite flooring material. We CNC it out and then backfill it with another composite material to give us our teak lines, etc. So we can custom design any shape, pattern in the flooring that the customer wants. What do I love most about boat building? The joy of it at the end of the day. Standing back and looking at what you've created. The proud factor, I guess. Looking at a boat on the dock, going, oh, that's cool, I built that. That's amazing. And then seeing photos, because I barely ever get to see the outside of the boat when it's on the water, because I'm always in it. But seeing photos that look amazing, and yeah, it's just that. It's really that proud factor, I guess, is the big thing. I love stepping back and taking it in.